Good evening, good evening. Don't attempt to adjust your screen. You're not hallucinating. I'm back. Newcastle County, Wilmington, Newcastle. As far as this signal will go, I am Michael Riley, and welcome to my brand new program, From the Basement to the Upper Room. And it's been a while since I've seen you, and believe me, I've missed being in the studio with the wonderful crew here, putting together programs with my lovely co-host Shauna Roy, and it's just been a time of transition and transformation. So even though this is a standalone program and I am a solo host, I'm still a part of the Lapa family. And that means that all of our programs, we support one another, we communicate with one another, and we put together content that we hope you enjoy and find useful. So how you been doing? I've been thinking about each and every last one of you, been keeping you uplifted in prayer. And one thing I know for sure, you've been keeping me in your prayers too, because how do I know? Because I'm doing so well despite all of the challenges that have come along the way. So I thank you. I thank you for lifting me up. Um, Now, what is from the basement to the upper room? Michael, what are you doing? Is that what you're saying? Let me please explain. I worked together with the, the team at LAPA, and I told them that I was interested in doing a program, and I wanted this program to be available um, at the beginning of the weekend. So Friday night is the time that I chose. I chose Friday night because sometimes Friday evenings, they can be a little tricky. You know, we've worked hard and we're ready to kick off the weekend. And sometimes, when we let our guard down too low, we may make some questionable decisions. So this particular program hopefully will offer an opportunity to just sort of evaluate or reevaluate what your plans may be this weekend. Because number one, I want you to be safe and I want you to enjoy yourself. And anything that I can offer that would help with that process, I'm here to do it. Um, Hopefully, this program will reach those in our community who may be going through a little tough time, whether it be struggling with an addiction, perhaps depression, um, perhaps confusion, or transitioning in their life where they're not quite comfortable. So I'm hoping that this program can reach those who need it. And if you're already comfortable in your life, hopefully you can find some information or maybe just enjoy a little entertainment before you kick off your weekend. I plan to be here the first Friday of every month at 7:30 p.m. live. As Shauna and I used to say when together on In the Upper Room, you know, this is not my program. This program belongs to everyone. And I'm not a movie star. I don't want to be a movie star. I am a humble servant who has been entrusted with stewardship over a program that is supposed to be of service to our community. And with that said, I want to ask that you join me as I go to the throne of grace, please. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this beautiful opportunity. Lord, I thank you for the opportunity for a new beginning. I thank you for the consistency of the support that I've received, Lord. I pray that that support will be justified in the effort that I make, Lord. I know that it's not easy for people to take time out of their busy schedules, Lord. So I don't take it for granted that people tune in and support my endeavors, Lord. So I want to ask that you continue to bless our loyal viewers and that you expand this territory to welcome new viewers for this program, Lord. I thank you for everybody in the studio who is working to produce this program. And Lord, I just pray that you put your arms around our entire community, Lord, from the youngest to the oldest. Keep them safe. Give them serenity and peace and joy. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so at home, I'm going to read some announcements, and then after that, we're going to take a short break. So let me begin. My first announcement this evening I'm excited about. I'm excited about all my announcements, and I thank our sponsors. Calling all students, kindergarten to college. If you find that homework or studying is too much to do alone, get help with Guided Footsteps. Services provided include homework help, skills enrichment, and test prep. Sessions can be done in person or online. For more information, please contact Ms. Crystal Riley at 302-543-2129. I recognize that last name. Riley, where do I know her from? Oh, that's my baby. That's my niece, Crystal Riley. I'm not promoting her just because she's family. I'm telling you guys, you ask around, she knows her stuff. Albert Einstein, George Washington Carver, they ain't got nothing on Crystal Riley. She's pure genius. Give her a call, 302-543-2129. My next announcement, I'm extremely excited about as well. I was given an opportunity to taste some amazing food. And that food was prepared by executive chef Tomlin Campbell. He and his lovely wife, Clorinda, they run the House of M. And you want to talk about artistry, whether it be visual arts or culinary arts. We are talking top shelf. So that's my endorsement. I'm going to give my endorsement first before I read the flyer. Now, on to the flyer. All right, let's see what we got. Coming just in time for the summer, NYAM, that's spelled N-Y-A-M, Caribbean Food Truck. That's right, a new food truck is coming just in time for the summer, specializing in authentic Caribbean food with a touch of evolution. NYAM and the executive chef, Tomlin, invites you to visit us online at www.nyamcaribbean.com. And I'm going to spell that out because I want you to please go there. It's NYAMCARIBBEAN.com. Or on social media, just search for @NYAMNOW. And you can find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and certainly at that website I was telling you about. So if you get in touch with them, you'll be able to get their daily schedule. Until then, explore, indulge, and enjoy NYAM Caribbean Authentic Evolution. And I'll give you a screenshot of the flyer a little later in the program. So that concludes my announcements. That concludes my reintroduction of myself to you. Now, before we go to break, I got a couple of shouts out. Oh, you know we do shouts out, right? All right. You guys aren't used to me using notes, right? Well, I've gotten a little older, so this little thing up here, I got to get it back sharp, Keisha. You know what I'm talking about, right? All right. So my first shout out, I want to give a shout out to my family and friends out there. There's so many of you, and I only have a half an hour, so I'm just going to put you all together. I love you guys. Thank you for believing in me, all of you. And I got a special shout out because several years ago I met a legend, and his name is Jim Jennings. That's right, Jim Jennings. He's an all-time great tennis player. As a matter of fact, I went and bought a racket, and I thought, as I was eyeing it, I thought I recognized something familiar. And I got me an authentic Jim Jennings tennis racket. So Jim, if you're tuning in tonight, I got you. I told you I was going to get you and make you famous. So with that said, that will conclude my shouts out. And at home, please don't touch that dial. Stay with me this evening. We're going to talk a little and we're going to enjoy ourselves. So we're going to take a break, and I'll be back shortly.
When you were not there during the times of my struggles, I forgive you because you didn't know. And when you couldn't quite get behind the vision I had for the path that I would follow, I forgive you because you didn't know. When you thought that I was dead and should be buried, I forgive you because you didn't know. As I rose from my struggles and overcame my obstacles and claimed the victory, and you showed up and smiled and patted me on the back, I forgive you, my friend, because you didn't know. So let me just say that we each have our lives to live and our paths to follow. We have things that will come up and cause us to be afraid or cause us to feel disappointed and maybe even defeated. But turn to God. He will be your strength. He will be your redeemer. He will be your forever present help in times of trouble. I believe in you, friend, in case you didn't know.
What's wrong, little girl?
He's so...
All right, at home, thank you for staying tuned. Um, Once again, if you're just now tuning in, you're watching From the Basement to the Upper Room, and I am your host, Michael Riley. And as Bishop Aretha Morton says, it's a plum-pleasing pleasure to spend this time with you this evening. Let's get into some conversation, if you don't mind. One of my motivations in how I choose to live my life today is I believe in the concept of paying it forward. And I know that most of you, or a lot of you out there, are familiar with that concept, paying it forward. What does it mean? To me, what does it mean? Paying it forward means that someone was generous towards me. They either lent their experience, strength, or their hope to me in a time when I needed it, or maybe even gave me a financial hand up, not a handout, but a hand up, or they just lent me their ear so that I could perhaps vent to them as I worked through my issues. And let's face it, no one among us is issue free, am I right? We all have issues. Sometimes we just have different ones, you know. So the reason why I brought that up is because I'm here to serve as a sounding board, so to speak, not as an expert. I'm not here in any professional capacity at all. I'm just a common person who has gone through things in life, and I believe that it's incumbent upon me to try and reach out and offer a helping hand to someone else. Am I pre-qualified to perhaps be a sounding board? I think I have some qualifications. Qualifications, if you want to look it up in the dictionary, the way that they define qualification is not how I'm going to qualify it. My qualifications are my shortcomings. Those are the things that qualify me and make me comfortable having a conversation when I talk about getting through weekends and not entering a slippery slope. Many years ago, in my youth, I was not the most responsible person. I led myself down paths that were certainly not in my best interest. And as a result of that, yes, I suffered a lot of downfalls, a lot of downfalls. When I say downfalls, I'm talking about personal crises, serious crises. We can get into the details some other time, but let's say I'm not a stranger to having to regain a concept of who I really am, because I was lost. I was certainly lost. And it took the love of my family, it took the love of clergy, it took the love of friends. I have a longtime friend, Annie Mae, baby, I love you. When I was maybe around 21 years old and completely counted out, Annie would not let me quit. Annie said, I love you, Michael J. And the girl wanted me to do so much better, and she wanted it so badly for me that, Andy, you got on my nerves. You wouldn't let me quit, would you? I was tired. But she said, you can do it. I know you can get better. You can do it. And sure enough, Annie would not leave my side until I got myself reasonably together. So at home, I hope you have a friend like that. And I hope you have family members who love you enough to be honest with you and let you know when you're slacking. You know, just because we got money in the bank doesn't mean that we got things together. Just because we drive a nice car, come on, stop playing. That doesn't mean we got it all together. You know, just because people, and many people, may call you friend, that doesn't mean we got it all together. We have to look at the person in the mirror. He or she, that's who has to get or give the approval that you got it together. You know, because when my thing was completely raggedy, I didn't like looking in the mirror. I liked pointing over here at this person or that person. If I suspected that they were doing worse than I was, that would make me feel better, you know. Say, well, I'm not as bad as such and such. Well, how long is that going to last until finally I catch up and pass how bad such and such is doing? So yeah, if your problem is substance abuse, believe me, you're not alone. You have many brothers and sisters out there who are struggling right with you. So don't beat yourself up. That's not going to make you better. Believe me. You can't beat yourself into surrendering to a higher power. It's not about how much you hate yourself. It's how much you can love yourself. Flaws, scars, and all. You are unique. God loves you, and I certainly love you. And I want you to love yourself. And again, right now you're watching from the basement to the upper room. And I'm going to be here, Lord willing. I'm going to be here the first Friday of every month. And no, I won't be always sitting here by myself, because we are going to invite some guests. But we're not going to just have people on just for the sake of having people on. Each person or group will be a strategic partner, someone who has experience, who can give you helpful information. Because the last thing we need in life is getting advice from someone who hasn't lived or walked in our shoes. I mean, would you hire a lifeguard who can't swim and expect them to save your life? I wouldn't. So I'm getting a sign that it's going to be time for us to wrap up. So with that, I'm thanking you so much for watching this evening. And those who will be tuning in on YouTube, I thank you for that. And remember to subscribe. That's MJR. Hold on, let me think. What is my new YouTube name? MJR. Come on, help me out, somebody. I'll get that information to you. Search for Mike Riley on YouTube. You'll find me. And I'll be getting in touch with you. We want to grow our base, okay? And we want to reach you, and you. And I love you. So once again, have a good, safe weekend.
What's wrong, little girl?
He stole my bike.
I'll get your bike back. Hot sauce! Hand me that bike, or you'll feel the wrath of Hot Sauce Man. Uh-oh. Happy Jesus. Hot sauce. Here's your bike back, little girl. Just like I promised you.
What took you so long?
Hot sauce!
With over 70 years of combined teaching and administrative experience, Pritchett Associates is well equipped and well qualified to provide educational support services that are based on first-hand knowledge as well as educational research. Pritchett Associates is committed to helping our schools to enrich our students' learning experiences, establishing best practices resulting in sustainable classroom excellence on the part of both students and teachers. At Pritchett Associates, we realize that learning does not take a day off, but teachers sometimes must. And when that happens, we are called upon to place qualified teachers in available positions throughout our substitute teaching network. If you are a substitute teacher and are serious about getting to work in the classroom, please give Maurice or Juanita Pritchett a call today. Call Pritchett Associates at 302-275-1746 or email pritchettm@gmail.com. At Pritchett Associates, a progressive vision to provide.